Hi, I'm Erica, and I'm one of the occupational therapists at the Autism Center.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm one of the physical therapists here at the Autism Center.
Today we're going to be talking to you about tolerating and wearing a mask. With schools reopening and communities starting to have many more activities available to us, the need for wearing a face mask has increased. Our population, in particular, children with autism, have an increased difficulty or increased need in learning to wear and tolerate a mask. And that's where we want to help. First, consistency is key. Even if your child is not tolerating wearing a mask the typical way we see, just have it around and available to them so that they start to get used to seeing it more often. So you can start by just having it next to them, having it around their wrist, having them put it behind their ears, or even starting to just put it on for a couple seconds. You can even have them practice putting it on you or their stuffed animals. As they start to increase in tolerating it, you can use a timer to increase the duration that they're wearing it and showing them that they gradually improve how they're able to tolerate it. The key is consistency and repetition. The more you embed it into your routine, the better. Another key aspect of tolerance is ensuring a good fit. Check your child's nose, chin, cheeks, and ears to make sure there's no redness occurring when they're wearing their mask. If they are touching or pulling at some parts in their mask, that may indicate to you that it's uncomfortable and needs to be adjusted. If your child is verbal and able to communicate to you, check with them to make sure that it's comfortable and able to be worn for a duration of time.
When trying to choose a face mask for your child, there's a lot of different types. Thinking about different types of materials, the size is super important. There's some that are pleated, so like this one. Okay. This one is a disposable child-sized face mask. It has wire at the top. That's helpful because then it can adjust around the nose, usually for a better fit. Sometimes that leads to less of the sliding down that can happen. And then this one, just a little bit of a different shape. So like I'm wearing right now, it fits a little bit differently. So it all depends on what your child's going to do. The type of material as well is important. Something that's a little bit scratchy might bother them on the inside. Pick and choose and decide with your child what's going to be best. When looking at the masks, there's different options in terms of the ear loops. So this one is like a nice soft elastic, which some kids, if it's bothering them around their ears, they may tolerate it a little bit better. And then this one is like a hair elastic. The one that I'm wearing is an elastic that you would use for like sewing. And sometimes there's even options of this type of elastic that goes all the way around the head, which might be helpful as well, so it's not pulling on the ears as much.
Another way to kind of adjust or customize the mask, these grabbers that help to cinch up the ear loop. You can go on Amazon and find them, or on Etsy, and may help your child feel a little bit more comfortable.
Biggest thing is making sure that it's a material that's comfortable for them and that it's going to be comfortable for them around their ears as well. They can help pick out the different colors or patterns or type of face masks. If they are involved in the process of picking out the face mask, hopefully they're going to be more likely to be excited about it and want to wear the face mask. If you are crafty yourself and you know how to sew, then they can help pick out the fabric. And depending on the skills, they can even help you trace out the pattern. They can help you cut it, and they can help kind of show you what part to sew. And then it becomes a family process as well. And they can get excited about it and feel important and special that they help to make the mask themselves.
Also think about the sensory input that your child is getting. Wearing a mask can be sensitive to a child on their face because it's a new input. So use the mask when other sensory input is low. This might include a quiet environment or a low lighting environment, or when other tactile inputs such as uncomfortable clothing are not being worn. The key is to gradually expose your child to this new sensory input and allow for them to adjust to it. There are many different strategies to help your child in understanding and practicing wearing their mask. This includes using social stories, so using a visual along with short, simple, understandable language to explain why, how, and when we wear our face masks. Another option is to use a game or a fun activity to help your child enjoy wearing their mask. So maybe pretending like you're superheroes, or creating a game of decorating your mask to make it fun and enjoyable, not just a routine task they have to do.
Wearing the mask together as a family will be a great activity. You can do coloring, you can do board games, you can do arts and crafts, playing outside, anything that will get them excited about wearing the mask. If everybody wears it as a family while you're doing these activities, it's not going to have the child feel like they're the only ones that's wearing it in the house or outside. So everybody's doing it together, which that'll be part of what's going to be important, especially at school, because all of their friends are going to be wearing their face masks too.
The key in wearing and tolerating a mask is repetition and practice. As Stephanie said, practice during fun activities. All of those opportunities where your child is already having a pleasant experience, incorporate the mask so it's not an additional demand that they're managing.
Something that's helpful is you can decorate their animals with their face masks. So I'm going to put the Batman mask on the bear. We're going to wear our face masks together. And right now, our bear friend is wearing his face mask too. It's covering his nose, it's covering his mouth all the way down to his chin, and it's not falling off his ears. So he can sit and watch TV with us or play a game with us. Your child can carry the bear with the face mask on around the house. That way they can feel like their favorite stuffed animal is participating in the mask wearing as well.
The other important piece is to just repeat and make it a routine. Children will gradually learn the routine of wearing the mask when they go out into the community. Just as we had to learn to put on our shoes before we go outside, we are also now learning to wear a mask before we go outside into the community. As much as you practice and embed it within your routine, the more the child will understand that this is a necessity and part of our daily activities.
You want to remember before you put the face mask on and after you take it off that you're going to clean your hands. If you have access to a sink with soap and water, that is great to use. If not, an alcohol-based hand sanitizer is the next best option. So you always want to remember in terms of like routine that we start to incorporate this as well once they are tolerating the face mask. So I'm going to first go into washing my hands. My face mask is off, I haven't put it on yet. So I'm gonna wash my hands with warm water and a lot of soap, okay? So you wanna make sure that you wash your hands for at least 20 seconds with warm soapy water, because the warm water will help get rid of anything that's on your hands. You can count to 20 in your head. You can sing your ABCs nice and slowly. You can sing happy birthday a couple times. Anything that's going to get you close to that 20-second time. You want it to be a little bit of a longer process. It's not just going to be a wipe and rinse. Sometimes if your child may need help, you can model it with them so that you're both washing your hands at the same time, or you can do hand over hand if needed as well. My hands are nice and clean, the soap is all off of them. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the paper towel, dry my hands. I'm going to use the paper towel to turn off the water. So now my hands are nice and clean, I can put on my face mask. So I'm taking it by the ear loops again, putting it on my face, and there we go.
Hopefully some of these tips and tricks that Erica and I provided will be helpful for you and your child to help them get used to feeling more comfortable and prepared for wearing a mask outside of the house and in public.